Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we'll see how the Collegian helps aspiring journalists get an early start.
Plus, find out what place on campus offers free rentals for movies and CDs. Welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Zach Edwards.
And I'm Ashley Monk. The Blood Center held a blood drive earlier this week with 5 locations on campus. Volunteers said the blood drive started slow but began to thrive later in the afternoon. The Blood Center says it's a great chance for students to give back to their own community if they don't have a lot of time to volunteer. Blood Center volunteer Christy Childress says giving blood for 15 minutes can help save up to 3 lives. There will be another blood drive this weekend at Fresno State's Vintage Days.
Fresno State seniors share their thoughts on Bulldog Pride as they get ready for graduation. Diana Aguilera has more on the story.
With graduation just around the corner, Fresno State seniors reflect on what it means for them to have Bulldog Pride.
Well, being from Fresno, I've always grown up as a Bulldog. I've always been coming to the campus ever since I was a kid. So being able to graduate from the school and have a degree from the school, it's quite a feeling of accomplishment for me.
Students from all different backgrounds want to be a part of the Red Wave. Communications senior Jesus Trejo says he has met incredible friends throughout this journey and is ready to show his Bulldog Pride wherever his future takes him.
It makes me feel great to be a Bulldog. Once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog.
Now, any student can be a proud Fresno State alumni. Assistant Director of Alumni Engagement Blair Smitkamp says that for the first time ever, the organization has transferred from a dues-paying membership to a donation-paying membership. The organization changed its policy with hopes of motivating graduates to give back to the place they once called home.
Because Fresno State is initially giving them the foundation to do whatever they're going to do in the world. So we are really just trying to instill the fact and the idea of investing in Fresno State as Fresno State is investing in you.
On the big day, graduates can buy Fresno State goodies exclusively made for the class of 2013. Diana Aguilera, Fresno State Focus.
If you're pursuing a career in teaching, in science, math, or if you're simply looking to volunteer somewhere, you'll want to know more about the Natural Science Club on campus. Crystal Hernandez has more on the story.
The Natural Science Club is a Fresno State student organization. It was developed to support students who are in pursuit of a teaching career in science or math. Jaime Arvizu, the club's advisor, says students learn about leadership, working with others, and coordinate outreach programs.
It's important to be open to all students who are concerned about outreach and education for our students in K-12. Because it does offer other students from different disciplines an opportunity to engage in outreach to help provide that service that's needed, especially in the elementary school levels if they're interested in science. For liberal study,
the club holds 2 main events, the Circuit Science and the Stellar Science.
Now, Circuit Science is geared for elementary school students, grades 3 through 6, and those students come to campus for a full week of activities.
Arvizu says they hope to inspire kids in the elementary level to pursue careers in science, math, technology, and engineering. Arub Abdehamid, president of the Natural Science Club, says it helps prepare students to become teachers once they graduate.
I mean, you don't even have to be a teacher to join this club if you want kids to have a better grasp of science and math. And we all kind of want that because in the future, these are going to be our future technicians, engineers. So we really need to get kids interested in science and math. So I do it because we need kids to be familiar and be comfortable with these kinds of these subjects that are relatively hard and taboo.
The Natural Science Club provides a great opportunity for students who want to become future teachers in mathematics and science. So if you're planning to become a teacher or simply wanting to get involved, the Natural Science Club may just want to recruit you. Crystal Hernandez, Fresno State Focus.
A scientist who's working along with NASA talked to Fresno State students about the famous Curiosity rover. NASA's laboratory in Pasadena built the rover to explore the Mars habitat for potential life. The Curiosity rover has been exploring the Gale crater on Mars since 2012. Teachers say this is a great chance for students to talk to scientists and get an insight on how the rover works.
Fresno State's Henry Madden Library hosted their annual craft talk on April 11th. The talks, sponsored by the Undergraduate Conference on Multi-Ethnic Literature of the Americas, were focused around guest speaker and poet Samia Bashir. Bashir discussed how to better adapt and fuel motivation for personal styles of writing. Craft Talks has been beneficial in many ways to those who are looking for advice and hints. For others, it's a good way to learn more about certain people and their specific skills. The next Craft Talk has not been scheduled, but you can check at Fresno State's library events calendar for updates. If you're a student and want to get involved in the community service, look no further than Fresno State's Tom's Club. Tom's Shoes is a well-known shoe brand that donates shoes to individuals who can't afford them. Tom's Club was created to have passionate students work together to raise awareness of Tom's story, while the Tom's Club implements the motto "One for One" in the community by attending community service events like removing graffiti and fundraising for organizations like the Bulldog Pantry. With us today is Jose Gutierrez, president of Tom's Club. Thank you so much for stopping by.
No problem, Ashley.
Now, I know that you've been extremely busy this week, but before we get into that, tell me, what are the benefits of joining Tom's Club?
Well, when students join the Tom's Club, they not only get hands-on experience, but they also get to volunteer at our big event, A Day Without Shoes. And that's basically raising awareness on how people in third world countries don't have shoes and how we can raise awareness towards that, and also try to get the community involved.
And you had that event yesterday.
Yes,
so
we did.
How did it go?
It went wonderful. We got many students to volunteer and as also to participate with us. I feel like we actually did get the word out to all the students and the faculty as well as the community. We went all out in promoting the event. We went out to, when we did our community service events, we just handed out flyers whenever we could, and it was just a really great experience.
And where did you, I noticed you had a walk. So
Yes.
where did your walk take place? Like, where was your path?
Oh, our path was basically going south on Shaw, and we just turned towards the Kremen building, and it was just
And you were all barefoot.
Yeah, barefoot, and it was a pretty painful experience, but it was fun, and just letting the people and the community know what we stand for.
Now, you also are going to be busy this week because
Definitely.
you're participating in Vintage Days. What are you going to be doing?
Vintage Days definitely will be selling hot dogs, chips, and horchata. A pretty easy combination. Hopefully, we get a lot of sellers so the club can get some funds in. So.
Perfect. And what does the funds go to?
Some of the funds will go to the Children's Hospital, basically to the Ronald McDonald's House for the families who can't afford to pay for the health insurance, and as well as for the club funds, so we can have some money for ourselves to buy supplies and things like that.
Well, perfect. We have been talking with Jose Gutierrez, the Tom's Club president. And if you want to know more about the Tom's Club, you could go to orgsync.com, or you can just visit the club this weekend at Vintage Days.
Definitely, for sure. Hope to see you guys there.
There's a college preparatory high school on campus where you can find students excelling in books. Ashley Alba will tell us more about it.
The building you see is a university high school next to Joyal. Many Fresno State students have no clue the high school exists. The new campus was built in 2009 for better space. All students and faculty moved in the new location by 2010. James Bushman is the school's principal.
Ever seen. In many ways, we are a high school for nerds, and it's a great place for students who've maybe been not challenged before, who have, sort of been on the outside looking in at a traditional school. That's the kind of clientele we really help the best.
Bushman says the difference with other high schools is that they are a high-quality program. The school carries the best academic programs than any other. The students graduate with a year or more college prepared. Kaden Jones is a senior graduating in May.
I can be a university high school for probably two reasons. One would be I love to sing. I've been singing ever since I can remember. And then the second reason was because of the academic rigor here.
The courtyard is another great place to take a break from schoolwork. Bushman says he has great students, and Jones is one of them.
Forensics program, she's been an honor choir for the last 4 years, and of course she's one of the many students here that have just a fabulous GPA with a lot of opportunities as to where they want to go to college when they graduate.
The University High School is a charter school and a great way to get students ready for college. The charter school is also free to anyone enrolling. Ashley Alba, Fresno State Focus.
Coming up in sports, the Fresno State women's golf team shows hospitality to over a dozen other teams.
Plus, Fresno State gets up and walks for a cause. hooked? Ladies all over the Central Valley are hooked on Charming Charlie. Charming Charlie sells all kinds of fabulous accessories, from toe rings to sunglasses and trendy handbags to sparkling lanyards. And let's not forget about their fabulous boot line. It's the one-stop shop for all your fall favorites. Charlie's Friendly Charmers are here to assist you with all your fashion needs, so get hooked on Charming Charlie, located off Shaw at the Fashion Fair Mall.
The national championships are here for the Fresno State Equestrian Western team. The Western team qualified for the NCEA National Championships in Waco, Texas from April 18th through the 20th. The top 12 teams were announced for both English and Western disciplines of the 2013 NCEA National Championships. The Fresno State Western team qualified and will enter the tournament in the 11th seed. The first round of competition will begin Thursday, April 18th at the Extracto Coliseum in Waco, Texas, as the Bulldogs face 6th-seeded Texas A&M. Fresno State won 11 events at the UNLV Track and Field Invitational in Las Vegas. GoBulldogs.com reports the men's team collected 6 wins and the women took 5 for a big weekend for the Dogs. The Bulldogs walked away with 11 event wins between the men and women's team. Fresno State's women's golf team has just wrapped up their annual Lexus Classic event. We joined them as they prepared for the competition.
It's that time of year again for the Fresno State Lexus Classic with the women's golf team. The golf team started 9 years ago, and with their start came the Lexus Classic. Each year the event is held at the Copper River Country Club. I spent time with the team as they prepared for this event. Coach Kate Moore says there are a lot of great players on the team, and she feels the girls are really ready to win this event.
We've got a great team. They've been working really hard. We've had a very competitive tournament schedule leading up into this event, so I think they're really prepared to win. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really great week. I'm excited to get started.
Coach Kate Moore says of this hard-working team, Shaylee Yano and Machen Lee are amongst other rising stars. Sophomore Machen Lee, who says she simply loves the game and hanging out with the team and coaches, feels this year's event will be better than the last, as they have noted their weaknesses and corrected their mistakes.
I just feel like my game has, it's changed. I'm just more consistent, you know. My mistakes aren't as big as they were last year. So, I mean, I just got to take one shot at a time, and I think everything will be good.
The team has been conditioning daily for the last month in preparation for this annual event.
Although there will be a lot of stiff competition, the Fresno State's women's golf team is excited to host yet another classic right here in their own backyard.
Senior Shaylee Yano says she is excited about playing her last year at this classic.
Being at our home course is definitely an advantage, so I think we're going to do really well, and I'm pretty excited. So,
when asked about how she felt about going up against tough competition like Cal Poly and Oregon State, Shaylee Yano simply smiled.
You know, I'm actually not thinking about it really. I'm just going to focus on my game and not worry about anybody else.
The two-day event with 15 teams, including Fresno State playing the field, ended yesterday. If you missed it, don't worry. The 10th annual event will be the same time next year. The Fresno State women's golf team hosted its 9th annual Lexus Classic on yesterday and Monday with a 15-team field that included Cal Poly, Oregon State, and Mountain West rivals Colorado State and Nevada. Joining us today is senior Shaylee Yano of the Fresno State women's golf team. She held the second spot in the Bulldog lineup for the Lexus Classic and ranks in the top 20 of the Mountain West. Welcome, Shaylee. Can you explain to viewers exactly what the Classic Lexus competition is?
It's just a 15-player field. It's held out at Copper River, and it's one of our favorite courses to play because it's really fun to play, and we always get a lot of fans out and family and friends that come out, and so it's really fun for us to play.
And as being a senior for this year, how did you mentally prepare for this event?
You know, I just kind of went into it like really relaxed and didn't really think about much, just thought about playing the home course and playing it like it was just a practice round. So yeah, that's pretty much all I was thinking about.
And what would you say was your highlight of the event overall for this year?
You know, I didn't play as well as I thought I should have, but it was great to have my family and my friends come out. And actually, some of my friends dressed up as golfers, and they actually could pass as it because some of my teammates were like, "Who are those girls? Are they on our team?" And so it was pretty funny.
So what would you say you'll miss about the game here at Fresno State with your teammates?
The most I'll miss is my teammates. They're such an awesome group of girls, and being able to travel with them and always be with them is one of the things that I'm going to really miss.
And what information or what would you give to students coming in?
To some of the players?
Yes.
Just to have fun with it. I mean, my 4 years has gone by so fast, and I didn't expect it to be my senior year already, so just make the most of their time.
Well, thank you for your time, Shaylee.
Thank you.
Dozens of Fresno State students enjoyed the fresh air and the little exercise over the weekend. They joined together to walk for a cause. Nate DeLeon has the story.
The MS Walk took place this Saturday at Woodward Park. People from across the valley got together to raise money and to raise awareness. Former Fresno State student Janet Castillo says this was her third time doing this event and learned about it from a family friend.
We do a 5K, which is 3 miles, and it's a walk, and we raise awareness and raise money. I'm part of a team, MS Stoppers, and so one of our good family friends has MS.
When you participate in the MS Walk, the funds you raise goes towards life-changing programs and research.
So the good news is that 20 years ago, there wasn't one treatment. You'd get diagnosed with MS and they'd send you home and wish you the best of luck. Now, just a few weeks ago, the 9th treatment came out. And so we have 9 treatments to help slow down the progression of this disease. So we're getting there, but we're not there yet. So we still have a lot more amazing events to run.
Thousands gathered here today at Woodward Park, and they all got together here for the same cause, to support those that suffer from MS, to do a little walking, and to raise a little money. Abigail Del Campo is a Fresno State student. This is her first time at the event, and she says doing community events like this makes her a well-rounded person.
I heard about it through our club, which is the Fresno State Radio and Television Digital News Association. Our president, Megan Roop, introduced us to the idea of community service, and she found out about the walk and asked us if we wanted to participate to just help out the community, and so we said yes.
In 2007, the event raised $50,000, and last year it raised $160,000. This year they're trying to match that. Nate DeLeon, Fresno State Focus.
That's all we have for sports today. Back to you, Ashley and Zach.
Coming up after the break, we'll show you what the Scene Shop is all about.
And we get an inside look of what goes on in the Fresno State greenhouses.
I am Fresno State, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the beautiful and newly constructed Henry Madden Library, which has a massive collection. The Save Mart Center, which is our sports venue and one of the best attended in the entire country. We're absolute pioneers in the agricultural sciences, having led to the production of the first university winery and drawing in a diversity of students to achieve academic success over the past 100 years. And I wish I had time to tell you about everything else, but in reality, I think you're just going to have to come see for yourself.
Have you ever walked by the Speech Arts Bay doors and heard all that noise inside? Cody Akers has the inside look on who's making all the racket.
The Scene Shop is in charge of designing backdrops for all 6 schools' plays. The students are capable of welding, rigging, woodworking, and painting these scenes.
They learn how to use some of the power tools that we have, well, most of the power tools, and they also have a flat project that they have to construct. So it shows them how we build most of the scenery that we use in the theater productions.
The technicians spend countless hours inside the shop. Mark Petro says the long hours working will help him get a job that he will benefit from using his trades.
Definitely, I plan on going into this as a profession, or even not, I could go into things like carpentry or art installations too.
Johnny Canoa has been working in the Scene Shop as a student and paid employee for 3 years. He started building projects in high school and has got his hands on whatever tool he hadn't used before in the Scene Shop.
Basically any saw other than a skill saw and a drill. That's all we had at high school, so I mean, get to use 10 times more machinery than there.
The lessons they are learning in the shop are going to turn into skills that they will get to take with them for the rest of their future. Cody Akers, Fresno State Focus.
College is all about learning, but not just within the confines of a classroom. Some Fresno State journalism students are learning on the job while upholding a university tradition. Journalism is a career path that requires students to have real-world experience. For students at Fresno State, the on-campus newspaper The Collegian is the perfect place to gain a few bylines before graduation. Started in 1922 as the Daily Collegian, The Collegian now puts out issues every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The paper employs a student staff that gains experience in journalism, advertising, and accounting. For science and culture editor Jeff Smith, the student-run nature of the paper adds a camaraderie he couldn't find at other jobs.
There's no real large gap in seniority and skill level. I feel like that's helpful. We're all kind of learning together and we're able to work together, and no one really feels out of place in this office.
The students aren't alone, though. They have advisors like Ron Orozco, who is a religion writer for the Fresno Bee, in addition to being a professor at Fresno State.
I like to think we're working alongside the student, and from my years in the professional media, I want to do most of all share my experiences with students, hoping that they can glean something from that.
For students like sports editor Ricardo Cano, the Collegian has given him experiences he wouldn't have had otherwise.
It's really cool that we have a budget that lets us go, for sports, at least lets us go cover games that are out of our region.
Travel isn't the only way students get to experience what it's like to be a journalist in the field. Writing for the Collegian gives students a taste of the real-world deadlines that the classroom doesn't provide.
It's the closest thing to a daily kind of experience that you're going to get here on campus. Because that's, in the real world, you're working every day.
You can see the outcome of these students' hard work on newsstands around campus. A vital member of any newspaper is the editor-in-chief. We have with us today editor-in-chief of the Collegian, Dalton Runberg. Thanks for joining us, Dalton.
No problem.
So, what is your role exactly as editor-in-chief?
My job is just to sort of oversee the entire paper as a whole and just check the content that goes into it and basically try and proofread every story, assign stories to different people, that sort of thing.
So how exactly did you end up getting involved?
Well, I started at the Collegian as webmaster. I was referred to the position by someone who already worked there, and as well as one of my professors. So as webmaster, I took care of the website, and then I sort of moved on to starting to read people's stories and things like that. And when the position for editor-in-chief came up, I decided to apply.
So has your experience working with the Collegian affected how you view journalism at all?
Definitely. It's even more so than what I've learned in the classes. You don't really get that experience until you work in the setting.
So do you think you're going to go on to work in print after this experience?
I'm hoping more to shoot for the web. Newspapers aren't my first love. I also enjoy photography and things like that, so maybe something online.
Do you think it's going to help you applying for jobs, though?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it looks great on the resume, as any of the positions at a school newspaper like the Collegian does.
Well, we've been talking with Dalton Runberg, editor-in-chief of the Collegian at Fresno State. You can find the Collegian on newsstands around campus or online at collegian.csufresno.edu. Thanks for stopping by, Dalton.
Fresno State holds a state-of-the-art facility for training and research on campus for the biology majors, but it's also open to the public, providing a peaceful, scenic view for the students. Josie Nava has more on the story.
Chances are many of you have passed a variety of flowers on your way to class. But how many of you have stopped to appreciate them? For some biology majors, they get to surround themselves with the beauty of flowers every day. Graduate students and professors use these 4 greenhouses to assist them in their research. However, they're not only limited to the biology department.
So classes will come through both from campus and the community at large.
So we're both a campus resource and also a community resource.
Being used for research isn't the only thing these greenhouses have to offer. They are also home to a mixture of unique plants, all with their own stories to tell. Like this cycad, which has been on our campus for more than 80 years. The greenhouses also are home to 4 turtles and this pineapple plant.
As you may know, Fresno State is a large campus, which is why sometimes things can go unnoticed, like this secret garden.
There'll be teachers that come by and they'll be like, oh, I've worked here for 30 years and never knew this was here. So yeah, a lot of people don't know about it.
So when you have free time and looking to get away from all the chaos being a student can bring, grab a book or lunch, sit by the pond, and take in the beauty. Josie Nava, Fresno State Focus.
Sometimes students at Fresno State are unaware of the free resources that they have available to them. Jessica Harrington tells us how students have access to thousands of DVDs and CDs.
It's a place where students can go to do homework, use a computer, or study. Although the doors say they're open, hardly anyone is inside.
I feel like a lot of students don't know about this place, and I think that they should check it out because it's really cool to come in here and just to have fun, look at music, and just stay in a quiet place.
It's called the Music and Media Center. It's up on the 3rd floor of the Henry Madden Library. It's an outlet for students to check out VHSs, DVDs, CDs, digital cameras, and professional microphones. Students such as Desiree Harose heard about the center from her music teacher. She says she is now a regular. If you're planning your next movie night, you can always come here. You can go for something classic like Jurassic Park, something funny like Legally Blonde, or something new like Glee. And the best part about it, it's always free for Fresno State students. Terry Lewis works in the center and says that students should stop by to check it out.
It's one of the best collections in the West Coast in terms of music collections. So come in, browse our movies, come in, look for music, or just come in and talk to us and we'll help you find what you're looking for, but come use it.
With around 25,000 CDs, 5,000 videos, and 60,000 sound recordings, there seems to be something for everyone. The Music and Media Center is open Monday through Friday from 7:45 to 8, on Saturday from 1 to 5, and on Sunday from 2 to 6. Jessica Harrington, Fresno State Focus.
So are there any movies you guys think you would want to check out from the library?
I'm really excited because I'm a Red Boxer and that's $1, like 20, but this is free, so I'm down for saving the $1.20.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I want to check out a lot of old school movies that I can't get anywhere else, so I think that's pretty cool they have them in the library.
Yeah, it's probably the only way to get movies made more than 6 months ago. So.
That's actually really true.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
they don't
they
take them off.
Box. I'd hope they'd have Indiana Jones. Raiders of the Lost Ark is my personal favorite movie.
I like that one too. I like the one with his dad because it's just funny between
Last
the two of
Crusade's
them.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't know any of the titles for any of the Indiana Jones films, but
have you seen
That's a
any
different
of them?
issue
yeah,
entirely.
but I don't know the
You don't know the titles?
So right around the corner is Fresno State's 22nd annual powwow. Next week on Fresno State Focus, we'll share the inside story with you. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.